and a 3, a 2, a 1. In January, I ventured to the heart of Scotland for a peaceful 3-night break by Loch Tay. While there, I filmed a 3-part video series. In part 1, I witnessed a beautiful sunset, did indoor window photography, and opened up about my battle with chronic fatigue syndrome. In this video, join me as I explore the loch, where I photograph the tranquil waters and share some self-care practices that have helped me recover from fatigue while staying grounded through life's ups and downs. May this video bring you some peace and hope for your journey forwards. I've been to Kenmore quite a few times over the years, but I've always just stopped at the beach, which is, I think, the most famous spot here, where you've got the view overlooking the loch. There's some famous trees there that a lot of photographers photograph. It's also a great spot for swimming and kayaking and all that kind of stuff. But I've never explored the outskirts of the loch. And getting the opportunity to do this today is so lovely. I mean, if you look around me, some of the trees here are just incredible. They're so beautiful, and the mosses on the tree as well are just so lovely to see. What I'm finding now when I go away is I like to choose accommodation that is literally right beside something beautiful, whether it's a loch and woodland area like this, the sea, the mountains, whatever it may be. But I like to be able to leave the car at the accommodation and just explore the immediate region when I'm away. And this has been a fantastic place, is a fantastic place to do this. I love to ground myself in a location when I go away. For many years, I pushed myself to explore as much of the area as I could, driving from one spot to another. I'd learnt from others that when we go away, we should try and pack in as much as we can. Make the most of it, you know? However, this approach leaves me feeling unfulfilled and often exhausted. When I noticed this and began to adopt a slower pace to my travels, only exploring the immediate area and truly connecting with it, that I begin to feel so much more fulfillment and energy. Therefore, finding accommodation that has beautiful scenery on the doorstep works best for me. I didn't do any planning for this trip. I just saw that the accommodation had everything I was looking for inside, and I knew it was beside the loch itself, but I never looked any further than that in terms of photographic opportunities. And having this walk right on my doorstep for the next 3 days is it's been a bonus. It's been an absolute bonus, something I wasn't really expecting. And this is another thing I've learnt. The less planning I do, the more fulfilled I feel. Why? Because it becomes more of an adventure. I don't know what I'm going to see or what will be available to me. So when I find a path, I walk down it. And that is where the magic is often found. Like on this day, when I came across 2 rocks in the water, making incredible ripples and noises as the small waves rolled to shore. While the view around me was insanely beautiful, it was this small, unexpected moment that brought me so much joy. Something that I could never have planned and would have missed if I'd been at the iconic pre-planned spots. I spent quite a while here, watching the water. Every wave that hit the rocks created a beautiful pattern. I made many images of this, and while most of them weren't keepers, some were, including this smiley, bearded man. It wasn't just the water that caught my attention. How funny. I'm at this truly spectacular Scottish location with this wonderful loch beside me. And then as I'm walking around, it's this little leaf here on this plank of wood It just draws me in. Wow. I've had a few experiences recently that has really started to inspire me to reincorporate some traditional landscape photography back into my work. It's been a little while since I've done the photography with the tripods and the filters and waiting for the light and all this kind of things. And I think when I come to a location like this and the light comes out as it has just done, and it's so beautiful. We've got these lovely, lovely shades of blue, and that light coming through and illuminating this loch. It's really, really beautiful. It certainly was beautiful, and while I didn't have my tripod or filters with me, I crouched down and photographed the scene regardless. I like this image. To me, the wood in the foreground depicts a person sitting and soaking in the beautiful scene before them, taking a moment to breathe and appreciate the view. In part 1, I shared that I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome in my mid-teens. At the time, it was incredibly debilitating. I felt trapped, limited, and quite frankly, useless. When I reached my early 20s, I realised that the medical system wasn't going to help me, but I knew deep down that there was a reason I was feeling the way I was, and that things could change. This led me on a journey of self-discovery, seeking help from alternative practitioners, reading several books, and learning to listen to my body. I could write a whole book about my journey. Hey, maybe one day I will. But for now, I wanted to share the message that no matter what you're facing in life, things can get better. Learning mindfulness exercises, spending time in nature with my camera, and journaling my thoughts are some of the tools that have helped me on my road to recovery. I figured that if they can help me, there's a good chance that they can help you too. This is one of the reasons I decided to start hosting immersive photography weekends. In October, I asked the weekend participants why they chose to come. They said the following: to experience stillness, to slow down and enjoy nature, to meet like-minded people, to switch off an active mind, to have a weekend away, to play, to have space and time for the self, to not be in charge, to learn new ways to look at things, and dedicated time to be creative. While everyone was there for their own reasons, we all had something in common: the desire to slow down and immerse ourselves in nature. If these are things that you'd like to experience, I have 3 weekends planned this year, taking place in March, June, and October. On March's weekend, we'll be exploring spring through the theme of new beginnings. In June, summer, by witnessing all of the abundance around us. And in October, autumn, through letting go with the falling leaves. If you'd like to join us, you can find full details at photographicconnections.com. There's also a link in the video description for ease. These weekends are a great opportunity for you to connect with your inner voice and experience the many wellness benefits that mindful photography can bring. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. A bit more of a relaxing one by the loch side, watching this beautiful sunshine emerge from behind the mountains and photographing that water. Gosh, it was so beautiful. I was so mesmerised and engrossed by those 2 rocks where the water was moving around. It was amazing. So yeah, I hope you've gained some inspiration from this video. Could this be the beginning, or the re-emergence, should I say, of my Scottish travel vlogs? Potentially. I'm excited to see what this year has in store. It's nice to get away somewhere different and enjoy a bit of photography at this time of year. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure today. It's been greatly appreciated, and I wish you a very blessed and creative week.